have a lot to talk about today. We're talking about State of Play, Disney's reopening Lucasfilm games, Borderlands 3, all that and a whole lot more. Let's play. Let's get out of the way. Because the first thing we're going to talk about is the State of Play. So get all your Sony pony jokes out now.
More like Sony phony, am I right?
Ha! Got his ass.
You literally wrote that down in the show notes.
JK,
And I mean
I'm
it forever and
jealous.
ever.
It wasn't funny then, and it's not funny now.
I think it's pretty funny.
Wow.
This was essentially a Nintendo Direct, but for PlayStation. They had this weird...
Wild hair up their ass.
Yeah, it's just a weird thing that I don't... I understand why they were doing it.
Because they lack original ideas.
No, I was going to say because they're holding their franchises for the PS5, which is going to launch next year. But anyway, there wasn't a ton there. It seems like they're focusing a lot on VR and the gimmick stuff to kind of hold people over. Because after Days Gone and who knows when The Last of Us Part 2 is going to come out. I would not be surprised if they delayed that and made it a launch title. But I mean, right now, the God of War sequel probably isn't even... That's going to be a PS5 game. The second Spider-Man game is going to be a PS5 game. They've already said that they're ready to, this is the end of the PS4. So, I don't understand the reason why they even had this State of Play in the first place, but I think it's just to show off smaller stuff, is what I assume they're going to make it.
I don't know. I feel like I said, this is them trying to copy Nintendo's moves by keeping their fan base up to date on what they've got going on. The problem is Nintendo, they have stuff that people are legitimately excited for. Like, hey, we're releasing this character on Smash, and people love that shit. They eat it up. And Reggie Fils-Aimé had a great way of going about it. The problem is Sony and Microsoft lack the hardcore following that Nintendo has. So when they do shit like this, it just looks like they're copying.
I don't know. It seems like they're just kind of emptying their pockets before E3. Like, what else is new here? This isn't the type of conference that, gets us on our feet and I don't know, a room full of applause. It's just, it's very.
But even that's the problem, because we're this side of the Game Developers Conference and PAX East. I mean, E3 is not even until June. At this point, it feels like they're blowing their load.
It's just because, I'm telling you, it's just because they have nothing to show. That's why they're not going to E3 this year, because all of their exclusives they're not ready to show off yet, because they're getting ready to launch the PS5. They're probably also developing a new IP to launch with it. Who knows what they're trying to do? They have a ton of studios. Who knows what they're trying to do? I think that was the whole reason to not be E3. Why waste anybody's time? There's a lot of money that goes behind the production of that event, like a press conference for that. So I'm okay with it. I just don't think it could be a monthly thing.
I think honestly, these models that we see with PAX and E3, they're outdated, as it were. They're going by the wayside, because for everyone to get excited about these conferences repeatedly and hold all of your cards until then seems asinine at best. I think, honestly, if you've got something to show, you want to get it out to your fan base as much as you can, because all these conferences you're doing they're becoming the next wave of Comic-Con, where it's just pop culture bullshit being spewed out.
And E3's dying. EA's leaving, Sony's leaving. I don't see...
Nintendo stopped a long time ago.
I don't see E3 being a thing in the next 2 to 3 years. I think you're going to see more of companies doing their own events. Like, what I really like is when, and we'll talk about Mortal Kombat, meet our quota, because I think I've talked about Mortal Kombat 11 on every episode. But what I was saying, what I really liked about what Mortal Kombat did, how they launched their game, they show it to your teaser trailer, and then the next month, they have a live stream event showing off the game, and making it like a mini little press conference just for that game. And then, okay, we're ready to go. And now they're doing monthly things where they keep revealing characters in trailers.
I would say, oh, God.
I think that's kind of where games are going to go.
I feel like my favorite move of all of them right now is still the one, like the Bethesda pulled off before they released Fallout 4. It's like, here's a trailer at the convention. Guess what? This game will be out in 4 months.
If it was ready, it would have been a great
Yeah, it'd been a
move.
mind-blowing move. But 4 months is nothing compared to some of these companies that come out, show a trailer, and we don't know when the game's going to happen, ever.
Dude, I mean, fucking Dreams is just now coming out, and they have shown that for like 4 or 5 years.
That's not even counting the games that don't get made, like Scalebound.
And it's not even a full game. It's the beta. And yeah, Scalebound, they keep showing that a year after year, and then they cancel the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Just some quick things from State of Play. I really liked the Mortal Kombat trailer. I thought that was really cool. I thought it was interesting that it was in the State of Play because, I mean, it's not a... I thought it would be more Sony exclusive oriented, so that was kind of a little out of place, I think.
Yeah.
Iron Man VR, honestly, is a cool concept, but I have no problem with VR.
Honestly, when they dropped that trailer, I got really excited. I'm not a huge Iron Man fan, but the instant they dropped it, I was like, oh, shit, this will be interesting. Insomniac making another superhero game. I'm on board, and like VR, I'm like, oh, fuck you.
Well, my problem with VR is, I mean, I'm not huge into gimmicks, but I don't have an issue with the headset or anything like that. I just don't think the technology is there. It's just not quite there. And like that trailer, it was bad. The voice they got to be Tony was not good. All the stuff that they were really showing wasn't actual gameplay, and then they showed like maybe 30 seconds of actual gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds so cool on paper, but they just did not execute it. So, moving on, let's talk about Disney. They're reopening Lucasfilm Games. Sparks, are you excited?
How could you not be?
Well, you're more versed in the, OG Xbox Star Wars games.
Well, yeah, but we're talking about a select line here. Don't even think that far back. Think about the 360 with Force Unleashed.
Oh, yeah. Love that. Sorry.
You tell me you wouldn't be excited to go back and see a new one of that.
One.
Yeah, that second
The
one.
second one is bad.
Maybe we can
Second one
actually,
is bad.
or maybe we can get an actual fucking a group that'll actually right the wrongs of Battlefront.
Yeah, I was actually very surprised when I saw that, and we'll get to that in a minute with the deals. But
Because DICE fucked us pretty good.
the fact that Microsoft continues to release these games, these older Star Wars games, I think it's a weird sign. And given the fact that Bob, the CEO,
Bob Iger.
Iger, that was his name, yeah. Bob Iger came out publicly and said that they don't care that Star Wars games suck. So,
Mm-hmm.
are they really, or was he just playing it off and they're actually thinking of getting rid of EA and being like, okay, we don't want this exclusive deal anymore?
I would.
Oh yeah, I would too. The fans don't want it, so
Because honestly, if you're going to have a studio that doesn't care about the source material and the quality of the games, then what's the fucking point? We can make Call of Duty every year till we'll fucking die.
I just think it was put in the wrong hand. I understand the reasoning for EA because you have all these studios, but it's like, Activision, EA, I don't know if they would do a great job with IP like that. And they're showing that because Star Wars fans don't want a multiplayer shooter Star Wars game. Like,
Nope.
Well,
they have options. There's plenty of games like that out there.
could you imagine if, like, say, the people behind Titanfall got their hands on the Star Wars franchise.
No, they are. They're working on a game right now.
Yeah, imagine that. How excited you could be.
I'm worried. Yeah, I am a little worried that it's going to just be another multiplayer thing. But I feel like if they would have done that, it would have been with DICE. I don't think it would have been with Respawn. I really want to see what that Visceral Games game looked like and that whole situation. And that's why I think I understand the motive of Disney to get to a company that has a bunch of studios. But if that company can't even keep those studios alive, what are you doing?
But I mean, imagine on the flip side, we get something like you get the storytelling ability of Bethesda or Rockstar with Star Wars licenses. There's a lot of potential out there.
Oh yeah, or even hell, give it to the Obsidian guys.
I'll give it to Insomniac for all I care.
Yeah, give it to somebody that is known for making big, because they don't want multiplayer, they want story. And so yes, that's why it is exciting, because Lucasfilm was a part of those big story games, Star Wars games that people love. And I think if they want Star Wars to be relevant in the future for video games, they have to make these changes.
Yeah. It's just the way it is.
Nintendo is looking to release 2 more Switch models. There's one Pro model, and then there's one more that kind of is like a 3DS.
Well,
Interesting.
pretty much what we're talking about here is on a level of quality. So you're going to have your base model, like we got right now, which runs about MSRP $300, give or take. And then you'll get one that probably has, better graphics engine, processing, all that, which will be at a higher price point. And on the flip side of that, you get a smaller model, like a 3DS, that probably will come no rumble, no detachable Joy-Cons, and is just kind of made to be a portable system. You want to get that?
Well,
No. Mine. It's probably the Red Cross, greedy bastards.
you still have a landline?
I don't pay for it, so.
Well, it's interesting to see. I understand why Nintendo did it. I think it's a smart move. But you're seeing it. You saw it a couple of years ago with the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X. Now you're seeing Nintendo kind of do these
Half.
generation half console things.
To a degree. I mean, for them, a lot of it's being able to move more units, so you can sell more games.
Oh, I would definitely get if it means it's cheaper, I would think about it. Yeah, I mean,
Well, it's definitely going to be cheaper. You have the Pro model, which will actually be more expensive, and the handheld versions can probably end up being like $150, $175.
To be honest, if I have a Switch, that's what I'm using it for. I'm not going to hook it up to unless I have people over to play like Mario Kart or something.
Well, or if I've got something that I really want a good focus on, you might have to go out and buy a dock. But if I wanted to play like Breath of the Wild, I want full resolution.
Well, but what I'm saying for me, that's not what I would use my Switch for. I can understand why you would do that because you're a huge fan of that franchise. But for me, unless I'm having people over to play Mario Kart, I'm not putting it on my TV. It's going to be my hand. I'm going to knock out a couple games of Rocket League while I'm taking a shit. Like that is what my Nintendo Switch is going to be.
Well, see, for me, it'll probably end up being something like playing Pokemon.
So I would absolutely think about getting a cheaper handheld model of the Switch. It would not bother me at all. I would actually enjoy that a lot.
Exactly, and that's the great part about this. A lot of this is going this direction that I'd like to see from the video game companies, especially like Nintendo and Microsoft, where they're trying to be more friendly, especially towards their consumers. They're willing to take the shot and put out a cheaper console because they know that not everyone's going to drop $300 on the new console. But at the same rate, they're going to sell more games as a result.
Chance, would you buy a cheaper handheld Switch?
I might, because I guess, the thing about me is, in general, is because, I've never been, super into, the IPs of Nintendo. and it'd be a great way to get into them. Like, and with the new Pokemon game coming out, I might go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Also, the new Mario game looks fun too, that I never played.
Odyssey? Yeah, Odyssey is fucking awesome.
And yeah, and they keep like as much as I talk shit on Nintendo, I'm not gonna hate on the Switch. I think the Switch is a great idea, and to see these third-party developers actually back it, and you're getting Doom and Wolfenstein and Assassin's Creed 3 is gonna be coming to.
You're getting Cuphead.
Cuphead, yeah, that just came out last week. So there's a lot of support behind the Switch, and I would, again, if they're gonna sell it for like $175 or something, yeah, I definitely think about getting one. No question. Speaking of new consoles or different consoles or mid-generation consoles, Microsoft has released another Xbox One. Well, will be releasing another Xbox One.
I was gonna say.
Xbox One in May. We talked about this before. So, like Nintendo, is this a good idea to have the cheaper, get rid of the disc drive, have the cheaper console?
I think ultimately it is, especially once you get that price point way down. I mean, you pair that up with a year subscription to Games Pass. Could you imagine how good that is?
No, that's a steal.
Yeah. You do that, and all of your games are available in the store. I mean, as long as we're not talking streaming, this is a great option.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, and it's a nice little thing to have, but for this, I don't know how they're going to sell this to, say, a family that doesn't have one, because usually older people think you have to have a disc drive and they don't understand. So that might be a little bit of a stretch, because I feel like anybody that's buying a console this late in the generation, it's a family thing.
Not necessarily. I mean, I remember I was watching a video of a guy on PlayStation, no less. He actually hooked up his PlayStation 3 just to see who was still playing on the old servers for games.
I watched that too. It was actually a really funny video.
It was funny, but it was poignant. There are people out there who still can't afford the $250 consoles.
Yeah, I was surprised watching that video of how many people that were playing like Black Ops 2 or something.
Yeah, and the answers were across the board is we don't have the money to fucking go to the next generation, so here we are. So it really makes you think there is a group of people out there this particular unit could appeal to.
Oh yeah, there is a market. It's just for people that really this late in the generation they just couldn't afford it.
Or better yet, on the flip side, could you imagine like taking your console over to a friend's house without that disc drive in there? Can you imagine how much this thing weighs?
Oh yeah, it's super light.
Yeah.
The backpack, you're good to go.
Yeah.
And the last thing we're going to talk about in this news section, we're trying some different stuff. The longer news, I kind of like it. Borderlands 3. The trailer. And by the time this goes up, we'll probably already know more about it. But Sparks, you're the biggest Borderlands fan I know. How are you feeling, buddy?
Hesitantly optimistic.
Hesitantly optimistic?
There's, with a lack of details out there, there's still a lot of unknowns. We've got a lot of good guesses. And there was a 4chan thread a while ago that was supposedly supposed to be dead on with the details that so far are looking fairly accurate. So I'm feeling good, but there's still enough unknowns that they could throw a curveball where they make this, I don't even know. It could turn into a multiplayer game or something like that. It's supposed to be a darker storyline, less comedic, like the previous two installations, being pre-sequel and 2. But at the same point, what we can relatively confirm is this also will be tying in the Tales from the Borderlands Telltale Games series as canon, which is good.
Oh, really?
Yes. So that's really good.
I am already a little put off by that now.
Why?
I liked the tone that it had. I I think they sort of had a comedic tone in the first game, and the second game I think is where they hit their stride. Where tonally I enjoyed it.
Tonally, that had a different writer though. Anthony Birch came on during that time and actually served as the head writer. And his comedic style really fit the universe well. But I feel like with the advancements in the story that they made there and in the pre-sequel and in the Tales series, I think the stakes have gotten a lot higher.
Yeah, but I would argue that the best parts of Tales from the Borderlands are when they really played up the humor.
And I'm sure they're not going to lose. They're not going to go fucking Zack Snyder all over this bitch.
You don't know, man. Who knows? Gearbox has done some weird shit the last few years, so who knows?
But to wit, the trailer dropped this morning. From what I can gather, our new antagonists look to be a twin set. The guesses right now is the female is the siren, and the brother has siren-like powers as being a twin. We've got 4 new Vault Hunters without the DLC. That'll be released eventually, I'm sure.
Claptrap.
Claptrap isn't going anywhere.
I know, but I want him back as a playable.
The original, the remaining 3 from the first game are going to be back. Plus, Tiny Tina is now grown up. They're looking about 5 years. 5 years down the road from the previous installation.
So I saw Tiny Tina in the trailer.
Yep. But
I
think right now I'm going to hold my breath. PAX East is currently going on, and Gearbox's announcement should be tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll probably already be out by the time this goes up.
Well, and I think the trailer got leaked, and Gearbox just had to kind of lean into it. Also, in case you two didn't know, hidden in the trailer was a shift code for loot keys and a free Gunzerker skin.
Oh yeah, I saw a blinking light. Was that Morse or something? Okay. Those silly bastards.
Yeah, they did quite a bit in that trailer.
I forgot to mention this, but as of the day that we're recording, March 27th, it's been 1 year since Far Cry 5 has been released.
Woo.
Yeah.
Also, we didn't announce it during our last one. It's kind of a group decision, but we're bringing the clap back.
Oh my god. Clap, clap, clap.
I would expect during our next party chat, you can get a bit of that going on.
All right, it's time to move on. We're done with the news. Cut, print, we're done.
Yeah. Goodbye.
As you all know, the 3 of us are cheap bastards, and we want to help out other cheap bastards out there. Here are the deals of the week. First up is Xbox. I'm going to tell you the games with gold for April. This is a fun one. The Technomancer is available for free all month.
Wow.
It's a game that's kind of weird. Looks really weird. I kind of want to play it, so I might try it out. Outcast Second Contact is free between April 16th and May 15th. And this one I think is the most exciting. The good version of Star Wars Battlefront 2, the OG Xbox game, is available from the 1st to the 15th of April. And Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2 is available from April 16th to May 15th. Just a few deals that I saw this week for deals with gold. GTA 5 Premium Online Edition is $15, which originally I think is almost $60 or something like that. Soul Calibur 6. That didn't come out that long ago, did it?
Nope. Couple months.
Yeah, it is. The base game is $19.80. But if you want to get the deluxe edition, which I assume is all the extra DLC characters and all that stuff, normally that's $100. That is $53.99 right now.
Wow.
And let's see. I think that's it for Xbox. Now we're moving on to PlayStation. This is funny because PS Plus has limited their games. They don't do PS3 games or Vita games anymore. So we only have 2 games for PlayStation Plus, and that is The Surge, which is this weird Demon Soul style game, but with like mechs and robots robots in the future. And then Conan Exiles, the survival game in the Conan universe. Those are the 2 PS Plus games this month.
Wow.
Couple who had the own.
Oh my God! Stop.
The few deals that I saw,
Deus Ex.
I like to say it's Deus Ex. It's Deus Ex.
Deus Ex Machina.
It's the same thing.
It means God in the machine.
$4.40. Thank you for knowing English literature.
Latin. Latin.
49
Slut.
Oh god.
Oh God.
Battlefield 5 is $30 again. I'm assuming that it's a push to get people to play Firestorm. And Thief. I just thought this was funny. The game that came out a few years ago, the reboot is $3.
Oh, wow.
And those are your deals for the week. And if you guys were paying attention to last episode, it was 2 weeks ago. Last time we were together, we finally decided a Game Pass game that we all were going to do, not just chance. All of us were going to do it. It was between DMC, Devil May Cry, and Alien Isolation. DMC won. We've played it. Sparks, what are your feelings on DMC?
Wait for it. Meh.
Oh, actually, I want to be clear. We haven't completed the game yet. When we complete the game, we will do a whole episode about that game.
And my review will be about the same. Meh. It's pretty edgy, pretty repetitive, with a predictable. I haven't even finished it. I know how it's gonna end.
We'll just kind of go through and I'll give our thoughts. I agree. It's very I don't know who they're trying to target to with their edgy demographic.
The edgelords.
I do like the light and dark powers and how they do different things. I like that it's to each trigger and the moves are to those sides of the controller. I kind of like that. But the plot is still convoluted and I honestly could not tell you what the hell is going on. Chance?
It's okay. I mean, like what I wrote down in the show notes, what if Zack Snyder was a video game? And that's pretty much what it is. It's just edge, darkness, no parents, sadness, all that. I like the gameplay all right. Slow motion. I like the gameplay all right enough. Like you said, light and dark powers are cool. Like I like where you can like do the thing and like levitate people in the air to get your combo to go higher. Like I have a very high tolerance for repetitive gameplay. Like I've been on the Assassin's Creed train since 2012. So what are you doing, Sparks? Like I said, I've been on the Assassin's Creed train since 2012. So repetitive gameplay doesn't bother me that much. Hell, I played Crackdowns all the way, so.
That's not to say that the game mechanically isn't bad. I think it controls really well. And, old, hardcore DMC fans are saying that it's not, because they don't like the edgelord stuff. But they also said that they felt it was too easy to get, a triple S rank. And I understand that, but I had fun with it. I like that it's a little bit easier. I don't need to play difficult games to enjoy them.
Just look at the Arkham series.
Like hack and slash games. I mean,
I
as much as I love God of War, the first 3 games are all the same thing. Well, all the games except the new one are pretty much the same.
Sure, but the God of War games, in their defense, they're not built on chaining combos to make your score.
Orbs.
So, I kind of look at these as more as beat 'em ups. Your whole point is just to fucking rack your score up as high as you can. And I don't know. This is the kind of game I've never really enjoyed. I've played DMC 4. I've played Bayonetta 1 and 2. It's just not a type of game that appeals to me.
Yeah, I definitely feel that way too. I know it's okay if people like them, and I'm sure that they feel they're really good games. They just don't appeal to me. So yeah, stick around for whenever we actually all finish the game and talk about this game in depth. We'll obviously have more to go on. I think it'll probably I don't even think I'm halfway through. But maybe I am. I don't know. Who knows? That's how games work. Anyway, that is the Game Pass update the update on the Game Pass game.
Of the month.
We've already made a decision that Alien Isolation is next.
Assuming it's still there.
Assuming it's still there. It's downloaded. It's on my hard drive. It's tempting, but I have not started it yet. So I'm waiting to play. Now it's time for the main topic. Sparks thinks he's funny and put a name for it. The subscription wars. We're talking Google Stadia. I think it's how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Google Stadia was announced last week
During the GDC.
At GDC, yeah, and it's been the start of the future of gaming, and it's all streaming.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah, probably like Google Plus or Google.
Tell us how you really feel.
Tell us how you really feel.
So yeah, let's talk about Google. Let's talk about Google Stadia. Streaming platform. They say out of the gate is going to be able to stream 4K, 60 frames per second, and then they said that they hope to be able to one day do 8K and 120 FPS. And I'm thinking,
Jesus Christ.
why would you do that? Nothing exists with that.
Okay.
Nobody's going to be ready for that.
It doesn't matter because it's going to be imperceptible to the human eye. They could literally move on to 5K and call it 8K, and you'd never know the fucking difference.
I don't know about that. You definitely see a jump from 1080p to 4K.
Yeah, you think you're going to see it past 4K?
Probably, yeah, you're right. You're probably not. You'll definitely notice the frames, but I don't think you'll really notice the resolution.
Oh, baby, those frames. Gross.
I wrote an article about it on loudopinion.com, giving my opinions of it. Chance, what did you think of the Google Stadia?
Like I said before, I think it was either one podcast ago or two podcasts ago, we were talking about it, and like I said before, it almost sounds too good to be true. Like, you just subscribe to this service, open your Chrome tab, and it doesn't matter if your computer's crap, because all the computing and all the storage is being done by the Google servers, and so like they're like doing all this, and all you have to do is just stream it, and there's no input lag or anything. Like, this sounds so amazing in concept, but is it possible? I hope so, but it does sound like a pipe dream, and maybe I'm not sure if like our technology is where it can do that, but maybe it is like another nail in the coffin for physical media, but it sounds really interesting. Like, hopefully it doesn't, I don't know, cause even more rifts between different types of gamers, because I see this as a very PC oriented, because I think the first thing this thing is going to come swinging at is Steam, and probably an Epic Game Store along the same lines. But I don't know, man. It's just, can they pull it off? I don't know. What do you guys think?
Huge dissenter on this, because I'm more of a believer in the physical media itself. It's stable, it's tried and true. Yes, it takes up space, but it's not going to fail you. Okay, the problem with this is, and it's a very simple concept, in order to connect to the Google services, you are going to need a reliable internet connection. We're talking like fiber optic cable. And the problem is, at least I would wager to say 60% of the U.S. does not have that available. Bare minimum.
I don't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. My thing with this, I agree with you that I don't think streaming can work. I mean, I think a lot of people gravitate more towards Game Pass than they do PlayStation Now, because, and granted, they changed this last summer, but for a long time, you couldn't download games on PlayStation Now. You had to stream them. And people liked Xbox Game Pass more because you could download them.
Yep.
And I think that, I agree with you, I think that'll be the key, that you can actually put it on your hard drive. So if you were to, even, like, what's more annoying than playing a game like, say, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and you're in the middle of a mission or doing something, and it drops out because of your internet.
Okay, let's back that.
It's a single-player game.
Well, let's back that up even a second. We can all remember playing Apex not even a week ago, and the fucking the lag.
Yeah, because everybody got the battle pass and jumped on. Yeah, exactly. What's going to happen to in that situation? But I don't know about that as much because Google has all these servers, and that's kind of what they're going for with Stadia. Is they're saying that developers, to up-res their games and make their games better, and they can utilize this like cluster of servers.
Now, I want to go ahead and point out the fun in this. Never mind. Yeah, never mind the sweet irony of this. Remember when the Xbox One was being announced, and it said it was going to be always on, always active to the internet connection? Everybody lost their shit.
Yep.
How are we backtracking to that with this? But everyone's cool with it.
Well, I just think it's people are trying to.
Because there's no Kinect watching you.
Google's way. We don't want to put the money into manufacturing a console because no matter how you slice it, when you produce a console, you lose money all the time. And the resources and the time, they're like, well, why would we do that when we're Google? We have all these servers. We pretty much run the internet. Why not just put the games on our platform? And I don't understand the need. And we'll get to Apple in a second, but a need for companies like this to get into this space.
Honestly, on its face, I don't know that, first off, that whether or not Sony and Microsoft are going to be willing to play ball. Let alone Nintendo.
I heard Sony is.
I think that Xbox would play games more than, or would play ball more than Sony would, because Xbox has shown in the last few years that I think, and this is a broader topic that we could have a discussion about on a different episode, but I think Xbox is moving in a direction where they're trying to make a brand, and they might be moving out of the physical space. So I could see them selling services that way. So I think Xbox would probably latch up, even though Phil Spencer was like, meh, not impressed. I could see Xbox, if Google Stadia were to be a successful platform, I could see Xbox becoming a part of it. Maybe not selling to, like Microsoft not selling it to Google, but I could see Google contacting them to make exclusives for them.
But I mean, even on top of that, we just got an extension of cross-platform between Nintendo and Microsoft, which is, I don't know how we're underplaying it so much because that is huge beyond words. I don't know how.
We're underplaying it because Sony is getting. They were forced to do it by Fortnite. That game is so big that it forced them to do it, and Rocket League forced them to do it because they didn't want to.
I'm not even talking about Fortnite or Rocket League. I'm talking about like Cuphead going to Nintendo. I'm talking about exclusives that Microsoft and Nintendo are actually like buddying up.
Yeah, they're teaming up to take down Sony.
Because it's better to have friends than enemies, I say.
But that's because they recognize that their consumer is the number one priority. The thing in this, though, is one way or the other, you're going to have your service, and you're still going to be paying Sony or Microsoft to play their games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm still trying to grapple with the motive behind this. It's hard for me to, and I thought it was interesting, and I thought this might be the future of the platform. But I think it might actually. I hate doing this, but it seems like gamers always get divided. So
No.
It's going to be be a different kind of console war where it's going to be, I don't want to play my games on Google Stadia. I want to play on Xbox or PlayStation, Nintendo. I don't want to play there. And there's going to be people that like, I only play on Google Stadia or I only play on Apple Arcade because I have like a business quality internet connection or whatever.
And the PC Master Race says, I don't give a shit either way.
No, well, don't, because they're busy fucking having Steam and the Epic Store rip each other apart.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Which makes me laugh. It's like, you guys, like, I don't have an issue with PC gaming. I've never got into it. I have to have a controller. But, like, it is so funny how much they always talk about, like, we don't have to worry about exclusives because we play on PC, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, oh, guess there's exclusives now.
Well, the problem is Steam has had such a chokehold on the PC market for so long that to see this happen is just it's unprecedented.
I'm telling people to watch out for Epic Games because I think what they've done with Fortnite, and granted, yes, the crossplay is a really cool idea, and I'm glad that they were one of the forefront like leaders in trying to get that to work. But with the Epic Game Store and the fact they're only taking 12%, I don't know, man. I feel like they're gonna start buying up properties and turn it to like they've been too smart and successful that I'm feeling like the shoe's gonna drop, and they've already sort of done it. They did it with Metro Exodus. They did it with the Outer Worlds.
Well, even on top of that, once you start becoming more indie friendly, you're gonna start killing the other one. I mean, the indie market on Steam is absurd.
Steam needs to do a much better job because that whole rape day controversy should not have happened. That thing shouldn't even been anywhere near their product. They just only because of everybody getting pissed off about it did they do anything, and they take 30%.
Yeah.
Why the hell would I put my game on your platform if I can put it on this one and only take a 12% cut? That's insane, and it's 30%.
But again, for the longest while, they controlled the market.
A third of what you would make. That's insane. So we have Google Stadia now. Apple has introduced the Apple Arcade. I just read a little bit about it before we went on. Sparks, you know the most. What the hell is the Apple Arcade?
The Apple Arcade is supposedly the death knell, god damn it, for the free-to-play system that you see on your phone. So their whole idea here is to curate about 100 and so different games and send them out kind of like a streaming service like Games Pass monthly that people can play from these games, and they'll charge you $10 a month, but you're not going to be paying the microtransactions. You'll be playing full games.
Wow.
And this is everything you'll see in the iOS store, everything like that. Plus they're talking bringing along Sega and a couple others just to really drive the nail home. Plus it's going to be available on your phone, your tablet, and your Apple TV.
Does that mean... Oh, go ahead.
No, if you're gonna have
Oh, I was going to say, does that mean I can re-download Clash of Clans and just upgrade my town hall all the way?
Maybe.
on my TV, on my laptop, on my phone.
Let's raid, boys.
See, I think this is a good approach for Apple. I think doing it. I know that they have the quote saying they want to be the next Sony, like the next PlayStation or Xbox. I think they could in this space. I think that this is a good idea to go after this space, unlike what Stadia was doing with actually trying to get like the actual game. Okay, let's be honest. Most mobile games aren't games. So,
Elitist.
Stadia literally beta tested with Odyssey in a browser. So they're clearly trying to go after the Sony and Microsoft money, and I think it's interesting that Apple is going after the pay-to-win microtransaction mobile game platform.
Well, definitely the free-to-play.
And you know what? They're going to make a lot of money for it. They're going to make money out of this. Because I guarantee that they are going to take cuts out of the microtransactions of these mobile games. It would be stupid for them not to do that. So I'm actually okay with Apple Arcade being in that space because I don't have any Apple products at home. I don't even have an iPhone, so it doesn't affect me at all, and I'm okay with it.
Good. But that's another half of the country. Another whole generation.
It's another thing to pay for. It's
Yeah.
It's not just Netflix or Hulu. It's Game Pass and this.
Ergo, the beginning of the subscription wars.
It is, and I hate that something like Netflix is really good and successful because everybody has been copied since they switched to streaming.
You know what's amazing about this?
The subscription streaming model.
You know what's amazing though? So we've actually hit this threshold point where there's so many subscription services, they're releasing programs that'll actually allow you to track which ones you have so you can start cutting them.
Again, way to be an opportunist, the guy that designed that app.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And I people that follow any podcast I do know I continually bitch about Disney Plus.
Which you need to knock off, by the way.
No, fuck Disney Plus. Fuck Apple TV Plus. Like this stuff is. The worst part is none of them understand doing what they hate. They are becoming a cable provider. All these guys are becoming cable, and it's like, why can't we just play along and stop being so fucking greedy and put things on other platforms and take a percentage? So when I see things like you said with the Stadia, that's what bothers me. Okay, is it a subscription service? Is it going to be like YouTube where I have to buy like Stadia Red and not get fucking ads while I'm playing a video game?
The way that I understand the Stadia, my limited understanding here, is it's effectively a box that you can pay for your Games Pass and your PlayStation Plus, and you can play your games through this fucking box. That's it.
Hopefully the controller doesn't suck.
Have you not seen it?
I don't know. I've seen it, but I haven't, held it, obviously.
Yeah. It looks like a combination of the DualShock 4 and the Xbox controller. Like a weird amalgamation. Well, this is what bothers me is I'm someone who likes to buy my games digital. I like the digital storefront. I think it's convenient. It does save space. These cliches about it.
But here's
I like that. I like the fact that I can put it on a hard drive.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea that I have to rely on an internet connection.
But here's the flip side of that. So we're gonna have this where you're buying your games digitally and putting them on Google's box. I'm just gonna call it a box. Fuck your Stadia stupid name.
Yeah, what is up with that?
Okay. So now you're putting your games on this. What are you gonna do? Well, you can play your single player games. What if you wanted to play Rocket League? You're gonna end up paying for Gold. You're gonna pay for PlayStation Plus. You're gonna pay for Nintendo. You're not doing anything other than centralizing where your money is leaving you.
And you know that though in Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo, they're not gonna play ball with Google. I think, the way that Phil Spencer downplayed it, and Phil Spencer is the most inclusive guy. He's one of the biggest people that's about cross-play, and everybody let's share our toys.
Oh yeah.
Even he wasn't. He's like, this isn't something that we didn't see before. Like, he just wasn't impressed. He didn't sound pissed. He just sounded like their competition. Like, I don't think he ever thought, like, when Sony saw that, or Microsoft, Nintendo, with all that money and resource that Google has, I think all three of them in that moment were like, fuck this, we're not going to play with them.
No, why would you?
Ubisoft, EA, Activision, they'll do it because it's another revenue stream. But yeah, those guys are, I think it single-handedly unified the big three to be like, no, fuck you. Because if you notice, anytime anybody tries, other than the big three, competing against each other, if there's ever any company that tries to do anything to be a fourth console, they just shut it down.
Here's the worst.
We've been doing this for 20 plus years. We know what we're doing. We're shutting you down.
Okay, here's the worst part though, and let's think in a hyperbolic or in a system where you couldn't think before. So just that, let's say Naughty Dog decides that they want to play ball with Google. What happens when Sony says, well, you do that, we're not going to carry Last of Us on the PlayStation Network? What's that going to do?
I mean, I don't think that, I don't know, does Sony own Naughty Dog?
It's an exclusive rights thing, yeah.
I think I don't, yeah, I don't think they,
Well,
I think it's a couple, like in a contract, like kind of like what Insomniac does, where they're not attached to Sony, but
It's an exclusive rights.
yeah, it's like
well, I think
Xbox.
I think that'd be a dumb move for Sony. Like, if Google goes, hey, Naughty Dog, I'm gonna pay you to make a game for us. That cool? Yeah, that's cool. I don't think Sony's gonna throw a bitch fit about it because, The Last of Us has the exclusive home of being on their console, and everyone who I've heard plays it loves it, and would probably stab you in the neck if you said something bad about it.
But that's the thing. Sony wants to retain exclusive rights. If The Last of Us were to go over to this fucking Google box, realistically, Sony could hold it hostage.
Well, yeah, Sony's not gonna let it go over there
No,
unless they're getting some fat stack of cash with it.
they are, like, that's the thing, is Nintendo and Sony are both Japanese companies, and Japanese companies are fucking ruthless. Okay? And so they're not going to let that happen. They're not going to let something like Naughty Dog or God of War go to, which, by the way, they fucked up. Google Play.
Already a thing.
I know. They fucked up. They could have just called this console the Google Play. It would have worked. They fucked up.
Yep.
Idiots.
But we're talking about that, though. We got that. Do you think Microsoft's going to let Halo go to the fucking Google box?
They let it go to the PC.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Microsoft to Microsoft, that seems like a pretty linear movement.
I just realized I contradicted myself. Because at the beginning, I thought that Xbox would
Play ball.
go. Yeah. I think it depends on how this console generation goes. Because if the next Xbox isn't successful as they want it to be, which is to me is insane because Microsoft is doing great financially with this stuff, but that's just how much better the PS4 sold. Is that even though Xbox is doing as well as it has, it's still way behind. So if they're not as successful this generation, I could see Xbox maybe going the brand route and putting their games on the Google Play box.
I don't know.
Or just make their own.
First off, I don't think this thing's a viable option to begin with. This is, in my eyes, the Google Glass of fucking video gaming. It's a neat idea. It ain't gonna fucking pan out.
Yeah, I can see it crumbling. I mean, Google Plus or Google Glass or some other failure like that. But what's like I said, what's scary though is if it works, they have unlimited resources.
Theoretically.
Companies in the world, and that is saying a lot considering they're going against three very big, strong companies.
Who have a lot of experience in video game and consoles.
Yeah, which I think that it gives them an edge. Is all three of them have been in this business for 30 plus years. Well, not all three of them, but combined, these three companies, it's 30 plus years.
They're gonna team up. Beat
Nintendo's
Google.
Nintendo's been in it for almost 40 years alone.
Mm-hmm. Well, like the Nintendo company has been around since
The 1800s, yes.
the 1800s.
It started out as a card company.
They adapted. Adapt or die. So, a couple more questions before we wrap up the show. Do we think that this Stadia will force Xbox to launch xCloud a little bit sooner than they anticipated?
Nope.
So remind me, how much different is xCloud compared to Games Pass?
It's just a streaming service, is what I know.
Okay. So it's basically Game Pass, but you don't have to download, right?
I think it's a streaming service, but it's also a dev thing because
Okay.
they Crackdown 3 to create their multiplayer. They use xCloud.
Oh, that's why it was such a kerfuffle.
Yeah, because they had to like redesign the game and they had to do it through xCloud. So
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of a streaming service, but I think it's also something devs can use to tweak their game. Kind of what Google Stadia was trying to say to devs to tweak their game, that they can use the servers and all that stuff.
I think that they're not gonna rush it any more than what they're doing already. Because as far as for me, the consumer, it's very similar to Games Pass, because Games Pass is just make sure I have the space on my hard drive, and that's it. So, and if you have a terabyte or even 500 gigs, you can just delete. Well, the great thing is with like these save files and the cloud that they have right now is like, even if you just want to delete your game, down something else, beat it, go back, and your save's still right there where you left it. It's just going to be waiting a few hours for it to download. So I think Microsoft and Sony are relatively safe for the foreseeable future.
Right, and Sony has cloud saves as well. They have like with your PS Plus subscription, you get so many gigs. It's kind of like the Google Drive thing where you have so many gigs that you can save. And finally, you kind of answered that with Apple Arcade with what they're trying to do. But do we see a future where there's going to be like a Netflix for gaming, more than what people already say about it, like a legitimate online streaming service for games?
Isn't it called PlayStation Plus?
It's PlayStation Now, yeah.
No. Sorry, PlayStation Now.
Yeah, and people prefer Game Pass.
I think that, I don't know, games with gold and Game Pass are like a really good combo, by the way. And I don't know, I just don't think the technology that's in the average household is there yet, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I would agree. I think you're going to need like business quality internet or like fiber, Google Fiber to even...
And a computer with, that's not a piece of junk.
See what I'm saying with Stadia, with what Google's trying to do? They have the Google Fiber, and then they just do that. I love the idea that you can... I will say I thought it was really cool was how you essentially have two streams. You have the one that you're playing, but then the other one can be ripped right to YouTube and do it that way. So now not only are they going after Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo, now they're going after Twitch. But it's the thing, they've gone after Twitch before. They've never been able to beat Twitch because their algorithm, like Google's live streaming algorithms, are not nearly as good as Twitch.
I don't know, remember when like Twitch kind of disappeared for a minute because of Periscope, then it just came right back?
Yeah. Everybody was all about Meerkat for like a day, and then Periscope came out.
Oh, mercy, the internet is so silly.
And now we have stories. Even YouTube has stories now. It's dumb.
God.
Anyway, I think that is all we have for this week's episode. What do you guys think? Do you think the subscription wars are going to dominate gaming for a while? Probably. Who knows? Let us know. Like and share this wherever you get it on any of your podcast services and YouTube, all that stuff. Please do that. You can also follow us on social media. On Facebook, it's Underachievers Games. On Twitter, @UnderAGames. And also on YouTube, Underachievers Games. I'm working on putting up another party chat. We also got the return of the clap coming to YouTube. I thought we could do a party chat, but I feel like that's more of just a let's play. So either way, it's going to be up there. I'm one of your hosts, Jake.
It's going to be great.
joined by Sparks and Chance. Yeah, what do we tell the people, Sparks?
Game on.